3 Sundays on a trot, India have taken on Pakistan. But today's Sunday, it's the grand finale. For the first time in Asia Cup history, India take on Pakistan. So on today's menu, there are lots of nerves, butterflies, excitement, and lots of pressure. But I've got two people with me who have tasted this menu many times. I've got Murali Kartik and Dinesh Karthik with me. Welcome, gentlemen, to Cricbuzz Live. We've got Murali Kartik with this fancy jacket on, DK with also very fancy attire. I'm very happy you've ironed.
This is fancy.
This is fancy.
Come in like
always comes
serious color and style.
He's come in with the
little
blue.
mellow and quiet.
But
you know, when you're saying butterflies in your stomach, I was just thinking, hopefully one team doesn't have butter fingers today. That is a thought that actually came to my mind.
India, with the way they've been, Pakistan's been very good. They haven't had butter fingers, but you've done your job. I see on your Instagram, you've ironed out your clothes.
Yes.
It's good to know you've done your job. I've done my superstitious job as well. Any superstitions for you?
All I'm realized that I think this is Pakistan and this is India. You've already started sledging me even before I've uttered a word.
We're praising.
Oh, this is praising style, this, that. I said already getting sledged before I say anything. So India-Pakistan rivalry is already on.
But
No, I'm not superstitious at all. I used to be, I don't know whether you call it superstition or whatever, in my playing days, maybe a feel-good factor that I had separate sets for different things, because if you did well and it was just a feel-good factor with regards to practice and this, that and the other. Apart from that, when it comes to work nowadays, not superstitious at all.
DK, for you is just the ironing.
When I'm not playing, when I was playing, there was quite a few.
Quite a few, isn't it? I think all of us.
I don't know about some people. Like I remember speaking to Ashwin and Pujara, and they made a conscious effort not to have a superstition.
That's the superstition.
No, that's not a superstition. That is a conscious effort. Like sometimes what happens, Pujara said he used to put his right foot and go and score 100. So eventually his body was telling him, put right foot and go, right foot and go. So that the thing was, they were trying as hard as possible not to do something for a result, because that eventually started playing on them. Ashwin is the same thing. He used to tell me, and I used to feel, wow, that is such a good trait to have. I think I was more Rafael Nadal school. You know, I had this, that. It is actually very tiring mentally, to be honest, not to have superstition. This ironing superstition is the easiest I've had so far. There's not too much of an effort.
I didn't have those kind of things. I just had a feel-good factor that, oh, I ate this and that's what it is. Whatever it was, it kept changing.
Correct. That's not a superstition. Yes. Superstition is one when you try and
stick to that.
Yes. Oh, I've heard there's one South African cricketer. He took it to a different level. Like he had to have a pad tied up to a floor. He had. And
yes.
And that's a trivia question. I think we need to put it on the joy factor next time.
I don't think there'll be an answer for that.
Well, we've got update from the centre is that India won the toss and they have decided to bowl first. So it's a good toss to win, of course, on a big final. But DK, Karthik, I was just so relieved that India won that game against Sri Lanka in the super over. Yes, it was a very late night, we know, but just relieved they won, because I am a superstitious fan. I am a nervous fan, like most Indians, where, you know, you suddenly, your memory tracks back to what's happened. My memory tracked back to the Champions Trophy, 2017. India had lost to Sri Lanka and then to Pakistan. That's what had happened in the Champions Trophy. But thankfully, those thoughts are out. India is coming in with 7 wins on the trot. And the history here shows us that Pakistan lead 3-2 when it comes to multi-nation tournaments in the finals. Who's got coming in favourites in today's game, DK?
I'm surprised you're asking me that question, because very obviously India. Those
nerves of, you know, that there's Pakistans that got that fire in their belly. They want to prove a point. It's a big final.
If India plays anywhere close to their potential, I don't think India will have a tough game. But as you said, I completely agree with you. When you come to a final, it's not about what you have done. It's how well you play on that given day. That is what they have to deal with. I'm telling you, India is the team that has a target on its back. In world cricket, teams want to try and beat India. And India is a bit like what Novak Djokovic was, or a Federer was, or Rafael Nadal is in French Open, where players just want to beat that one person / team in this case. So India is in such a prime position, pole position, a bit like what Max Verstappen is in Formula 1. People want to get ahead. But the beauty is India is a very talented, skilled, accomplished, and most importantly, a team which handles pressure well.
Yes.
That is brilliant about Team India.
Well, you're talking about the pressure that India handles, Karthik. It's some record, because 2023 World Cup, 24 T20 World Cup, Champions Trophy and this Asia Cup. India has lost that just one game. So it's the consistency that India is coming in. I know that one game is very painful for all the fans, that 19th November, but it's just been that one game that India has lost. So it's India's consistency versus Pakistan's unpredictability, because you don't know which team's going to show up and how they're going to play on that day.
Look, that was always the case. When you talk about Pakistan, the unpredictability is something which everyone has highlighted and spoken about. But you look at the teams of before, and I know that when it comes from a current player, that it's not a rivalry anymore. Obviously, people are going to go through it with a very fine tooth comb. But when it comes from other people, then it's fine. I think that is what it is. But right now, just coming back to what DK said and what you answered, pound for pound, man for man, I think there's not a comparison. But again, anything can happen in a final. We saw that we've been talking about how good India is and we can create two more teams and they could beat any other side. But Sri Lanka pushed you in that game, that super over which you're talking about. So if Pakistan has a great day and somebody else has a bad day from our side, then anything can happen, because at the end of the day, it's a final. You've got different nerves. The same situation evokes different sort of reactions from people. But just the way India has handled many things. Yes, it's a team in transition. We've seen a big change of guard. Some of the best players who we had in white ball cricket are not part of it anymore. So it's a final without them. But having said that, just the pedigree of the side, just what the team has been handed from generation to generation and how it's prepared. Look, we've got some of the finest competitions going around. So it actually prepares you very nicely coming into a final like that. And also the consistency which you're talking about comes from all of that. Just pound for pound, just look at the quality there. A subpar, a below par India defeated Pakistan.
Yes.
Can you imagine? And we said, 160, whatever, 5-8, is it too much? And at one stage, they were 81 or 91? The halfway stage at 91.
Yes.
And we did the combox at that point of time. And after that, just the way we came back, and it was a below par India. If, as DK said, if we didn't have Butterfingers, the game would have been very, very different. Again, it's a hindsight. But India is just a very, very solid side. You just hope that they just turn up and play as they're supposed to play.
Well, they have been a very consistent side, but what's not been very consistent with Team India is they're playing 11, because quite a few changes today. Let's have a look at who's in, who's out. DK Karthik, 3 changes in. No Shivam Dubey is in, Rinku is in, and Bumrah, of course, is in. There is no Harshit, there is no Hardik Pandya, and there's no Arshdeep. Are you all surprised? Hardik, of course, was at
Shivam
injury.
and Jasprit had to come in because of the changes from the last game.
And also Shivam is extremely lucky for Team India, because 33 games he's played, India has won.
Wow.
So it's that lucky mascot as well.
He's earned his stripes. Look, every time he's been put in, he's done quite nicely for Team India. Last game against Pakistan, he bowled well as well. But India have one forced change. We all knew Jasprit is going to come back, and Shivam Dubey is going to come back, and Hardik is going to come back. So 2 out of the 3 have come. Hardik Pandya, I think, has picked up an injury last game. We saw him just bowl the solitary over, first over of the innings, and then he walked out. There were a little bit of murmurs saying, something could be wrong with Hardik Pandya, and it's become a reality now. I think it is a bit of a niggle, maybe a little more than a niggle, to be fair. And he's going to not be playing this game. And games like this, when you don't have Hardik, is when the discussion of what we had, the last show that we had, we spoke about what Hardik Pandya brings to the table. The fact that he's able to do both skills, and to be fair, you have to add the third skill, which is his fielding, as well as anybody else, tells you the value of Hardik Pandya. Rinku Singh is in, terrific player. He will probably match Hardik Pandya with the bat. But the fact is that bowling will be missed. He bowls with that new ball, gives you 2 overs, and then you set up the rest of the power play and the rest of the innings with the rest of the bowlers that you have. Now today, it's going to be interesting to see, is India going to start with Shivam Dubey or Akshar Patel?
It's interesting you speak about the bowling, because we look at that playing 11 again. We are just 5 bowlers today. So that 6th bowler, Karthik, is going to be an issue, because with Hardik, you always know that you're getting those few overs in the power play. Do you think that's why India is chasing today?
I don't think it's that reason. I think we've been happy doing that in this competition. Even in the first game against Pakistan, that first Sunday you spoke about, India did chase. But I think that's a big one, because I think maybe if Arshdeep or Rana had a good outing, the last 2 times they played for India, they've not been the kind of bowlers we expected them to be. Arshdeep has gone for runs, which is a bit surprising, but having no game time, I don't know, maybe he's a bit rusty or what. But going with just one seamer, And I
So
think
you would have played Arshdeep instead of Rinku.
that's a tough one. Again,
Yes.
as I said, this sort of lineup, this sort of management loves their extra batting. But the thing is not at the cost of bowling, especially a seamer. I can imagine one spinner being less because you've got quality spinners, you've got 3 spinners, maybe one, maybe no spin. But having said that, Shivam Dube has to shore up. It'll be interesting to see how
So
they...
he'll be bowling 4 overs.
No, I think
No.
it will be, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I think it will be also Tilak Verma and Rinku Singh chipping in with off spin. If there are left-handers at the crease, I'm very sure that's going to happen.
No, for me, that's fine. Okay, post 6 is fine. I'm thinking about how are you going to package that 6 again? Because are you going to ask Bumrah to bowl 3, which is what has happened before, which means that your death overs are exposed. If you don't use Bumrah too much, then you are asking all the spinners to come into play. And again, Akshar Patel has to bowl the first over then. I don't have a problem with Akshar Patel bowling the first over. I know there is Fakhar Zaman, but the thing is, asking Varun Chakravarti to bowl the first over is not something which I like.
Yes.
I would rather have somebody like Akshar Patel taking the ball away because he's good enough to do that. Shivam Dube, the overs you're going to use him. Do you think there's any amount of swing bowling first up? Because your practice single wicket would have given you an idea of whether the ball is doing a bit. So it'll be interesting. So that is a gutsy call from India when there is no Hardik, just going in with one seamer.
Well, 3 changes for India today on the big day. Let's have a look at Pakistan's playing 11, see if they have any changes for the big day. No surprises there. They have gone ahead unchanged, DK, because it was working well for them. They did well against Bangladesh, so they've gone ahead unchanged.
After the last game, we spoke about what we thought, which basically was exactly what's happened, which is they've gone in with a stock standard team, which they have used throughout the Super Fours almost. The only change that they've made is bring in Hussain Tulat a couple of games ago. After that, they've almost stuck to their same team. In all fairness, they've bowled really well. So they didn't need to make any changes. Only thing they would have liked to do is change up a batter if possible, but that's also not going to be possible because Salman Ali Agha, who's been an absolute ordinary batsman throughout this series, can't be replaced because of the fact that he's a skipper. Other than that, what can you do? They only have Kushdil Shah, who could have played if Agha wasn't... Agha could have been replaced.
Maybe the other Nawaz.
Yes.
Hassan Nawaz.
Hassan Nawaz, yes. But again, for that, you have to replace him with the skipper.
Yeah.
Skipper or
Saim Ayub. But Saim Ayub, to be fair, has bowled brilliantly well. He's done... he's actually playing as a bowler who can bat in this tournament so far. That's the truth. He's not got great runs, but he's definitely given a lot with the ball.
Any surprises for you, or you're happy?
No, thought as much that this is going to be the kind of side they're going to go with. Again, they have tinkered with it. Hassan Nawaz, I don't think, has played in the last 3 games, if I'm correct. And again, just looking at the way they have gone about it, they've found some form in the form of Shaheen Shah Afridi, because against India, he wasn't at his best, but against the other teams, he has done well. And this is what it is. This is what they've come with, and this is what they've found to be working for them. So I didn't expect any changes. For me, it's only the India bit where, with no Hardik, just with going in with one seamer, I think that's a big ask. You're expecting a lot out of the others then.
Well, there's one name that India can bank on because of just what he's been doing all through this Asia Cup is Abhishek Sharma, which is why he is our player to watch out for, powered by the all-new Citron Basalt Thrill B, Style B. DK Karthik, Abhishek's style is just, he's so nonchalant, so easy on the eye, and he's just so thrilling when he comes out to bat because he's thrilling for every Indian fan. I have honestly lost any kind of superlatives, adjectives for him, which is why I have to ask Kara for help. Kara is India's first intelligent co-passenger. She's intelligent, intuitive, and a conversational in-car passenger. So, Kara, why don't you help me? If you had to describe Abhishek Sharma to the world, how would you do it?
Abhishek Sharma is like that friend who brings all the fun to a game. His shots have a mind of their own, always keeping the bowlers guessing. He's all about bringing that fun, unpredictable energy to the game.
Well, I think it's very aptly put because Abhishek Sharma comes out, he is just hitting boundaries for fun. He's hitting those sixes for fun. DK, he's striking like nobody has. I don't understand these numbers. 197 is his strike rate. And I know that I was watching this video of yours on Cricbuzz where you said you will have him in your all-time India 11 as an opener, which is really, really high praise. So what do you think about him is making him this great?
Half the balls that he hits from the Dubai ground goes to the Emirates lounge, I feel. It really takes off. The kind of sixes that he hits is what makes him so exciting to watch. Such a beautiful, free-flowing swing. If people have time, have a read on an article that is there on Cricbuzz right now about his downswing. Julian Wood, a power hitting coach, has spoken about what makes him so special, the kinetic energy that goes through shot making and swing, and how he has such a smooth swing, and how with that swing he's still able to almost come stop in his downswing and then play those drives. He's explained it quite nicely. And for me, it's the intent that he brings that I really like, because we have seen openers over a period of time who can play shots, but they almost always take a few balls, set, and then they start doing it. He comes out, I think he warms up outside the ground. When he walks in, he's not playing his first ball, he plays it like it's his 8th or 10th ball, and my goodness, he just smashes it. If you're a bowler, you starting at the top of the mark, no, this guy is coming at me, I need to be on point from ball one. That is a superb skill to have. I love watching Abhishek Sharma bat, and I have absolutely no doubt that he will make it to my all-time Indian 11 purely on the skills that he possesses in terms of six hitting, and now the consistency he's showing in almost taking the team and coasting it to a point where after that, very little for the middle order batters to do. I enjoy watching him bat.
No, it's interesting you say that, because that often has been the difference, Karthik. The 2 games against Pakistan, 1 game, 13 ball, 31. Second game, 39 ball, 74. So he is someone who has been the differentiator. I mean, not only for Pakistan is that he's a very crucial wicket, but for India as well.
Since you said the differentiator, can I use a poor joke?
Go for it.
There is a lot of gulf in the Gulf.
This has been used before, Karthik.
Has it? When?
Yes, I don't think you said it, but someone did.
Did it? Okay, maybe I didn't.
So sorry.
But the most important thing for me is that I will liken him to Virender Sehwag because of the fact that he doesn't die wondering. You've seen that. I think last time around we spoke about what he does at the top of the batting order, and the fact that wrist of his, which is what DK is talking about. You just look at how uncluttered he is. He doesn't die wondering. He plays shots. Even if he gets out, he's not, what should I say, berating himself. He's not thinking, oh, why did I do that? Why did I? And Viru was exactly like that. Viru, if he got out for 0, Viru got out for 40. He was the same Viru.
Next day he'd come out and be attacking.
No, it's not that. It's just that you're not thinking, why did I do that? Why did I do? Why didn't I do this? There's nothing. It's uncluttered. So you make mistakes, it's fine. You live with it. And that's the way he plays. Some of the shots that he plays, the way he comes at the bowler, from the word go, Viru would do that. And that's why I'm likening him to Viru. And Viru was a freak. And you've seen this. In IPL, I think it was around the same strike rate which you just showcased. And I think even in this tournament, he's around 204 or 205.
197 is his strike rate, yes.
I think much more than that. I think
197 for all.
197 across. Yes. But I'm just saying that just the way he comes across, and there's a huge gulf between him and what the next best player is. So I think it tells you a lot. And I think whoever is his sounding board, whatever has happened to him in the last 2-3 years, which has transformed him into a beast mode, I think it's doing wonders, and long may it continue. And the most important thing is he needs to keep reinventing himself, because once you start doing things, it's a bit like Suryakumar Yadav. He was the most dreaded batter to bowl to. But eventually, whether it's your own form, whether it's people trying to work you out, you need to constantly keep reinventing yourself so that, again, as DK mentioned before, if you become so successful, you always have a target on your back.
Well, you spoke about that beast mode. I want to ask Kara one more question. He's done so much in this Asia Cup. Can you tell me the records he's broken this Asia Cup?
He scored the most runs in a single T20 edition of the Asia Cup with a total of 309 runs. He joined a rare list of only 3 batters to register 7 consecutive scores of 30 or more runs in T20 internationals. The other 2 batters with similar consecutive scoring feats are Rohit Sharma and Mohammad Rizwan. Among that elite trio, Abhishek is the only one to achieve those 7 consecutive 30-plus scores at a strike rate of over 150 in each innings.
Wow.
I think Kara should replace us here.
It's incredible, right? Because that's why Kara is the most intelligent co-passenger that we have. It's incredible, these records, what Abhishek's doing. He is extremely thrilling. His style is something which I love watching, very UV-like as well. Don't know, let's hope he gets his 4th half-century, because he's been on 3, he's got 3 half-centuries on the trot, and he goes past that 350 runs, which is why Abhishek Sharma is our player to watch out for, powered by the all-new Citroen Basalt Thrill B, Style B. Well, Pakistan
You
is...
compared it to UV, I'm thinking.
yeah, very UV-like, don't you
There's
think?
a bit of flow to UV, but as a spinner, I can tell you, it's tough bowling to a batter like him because there's no giveaway whether he's going to run at you because he's very still at the crease. There's a little bit of a flex to his knee, and that is one of the reasons why, even if it's short or up, he doesn't give you a feeling. There's no sign from him that he's going to come at you. So that's why you see him flexing and then rocking back and hitting those shots. Whereas UV had a little bit of a front foot plant, which gave you an idea. UV was different. Again, I'm not comparing him to
Just
UV.
think the
UV was just
backswing
deadly
is
as a
what- yeah.
spinner. You didn't like bowling to him. But in this format especially, you've seen him hit shots. He just does that and then you feel as if he's running at you and he's just there and just flexes it and hits you straight. So there's a bit of a bat flow feel
Yes.
to UV. But I wouldn't say exactly UV. I know he's mentored by UV.
Yes. But you're talking about bat flow and the way he's charging bowlers. The Pakistani batters will want to do that because, to be fair to them, they did that against India in the second game. They did improve in the second game. The openers were looking more aggressive. But then the problem of 3, 4, 5, 6, the average is a problem. The strike rate is a problem. DK, when we look at these numbers, they're averaging 18.81, striking at 111, which in T20 cricket is just, not acceptable. You look at that boundary count is a problem, 12.66, and dot ball percentage, 43.5. So too many problems there for Pakistan. What are they going to do to this and how are they going to fix it?
They have a couple of batters who are genuinely not in form. Salman Ali Agha and Saim Ayub batting at 3 and 4. They are searching for runs. As a short tournament, yes, they've played 7 matches so far, or 6 I think up till now, 7th game. When you're searching consistently through the tournament, because of the quick turnaround, it can be a challenge. But the fact is that, luckily for them, they have kind of stumbled upon this opening pair because Saim started as an opener. Now it's Saibzada Farhan and Fakhar Zaman. But at 3 and 4, they have an issue. But the good thing for Pakistan is, at 7, 8, 9, they have 3 batters who are able to actually finish games off quite nicely. So it's somewhat camouflage because of that effect that last 3 batters have. They have not had the impact that they would have liked to have at 3 and 4, but 7, 8, 9 have given them enough to work with. Like, for the example, Shaheen Shah came last game quite early because their run rate was pretty slow. Did a job. He could have gotten out, they'll dropped a catch. But the fact was that he did a job, hit a few sixes, and that helped them go to a total which was okay. So right now, they're very dependent on the lower middle order. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if they can get some runs. If Salman Ali Agha and Saim Ayub can chip in, great. But at this point of time, looking at them bat, it'll take a lot for them. They'll either have to come in with the attitude saying, I have nothing to lose, the tournament is over, let me smack it, and that helps them going, or they're going to try and scratch and go after a bit if they feel good. But I feel they need to take the former as an option, which is to just come slam bang. It's okay if we get out, but let's just go express ourselves in this last game, which would be the best chance for Pakistan to score because the openers have done well, lower middle order is doing okay. They can chip in, it'll help them get to a good score.
Like you're saying, the openers have done well. We were talking about that combox. We did 91 for 1 in the second game against India. So they're getting those starts, Karthik. But then there's that slump again after that 7th over, those middle overs. Do you think it is just not being able to play Varun and Kuldeep? Do you think psychologically something's off with their middle order? What's just bad form?
Look, it's never easy in those middle overs, especially on these tracks where there is some help for the spinners. And also, you don't want at that stage for a new batter to come in, and that's what's happened. You think about Saibzada Farhan for all the bluster in that game and pointing the barrel at himself. He still had only 58 of 45 to show. It was 128, it was not 182. And at that point of time, if you get out and then you're up against the likes of Akshar didn't bowl that many, Varun and Kuldeep Yadav who have been bowling magically, it's never easy. Add to that their own form. And that's one of the reasons why I feel they brought Hussain Talat, who was player of the match in one of the games. But again, it's a sort of a momentum effect. What do you hand over when you pass the baton as a batter who's just gotten out? What sort of a run rate is it? Is it something which is reasonable? And that's where I think they've been found wanting. And again, coming back to what DK said, that middle order, especially with the captain himself demoting, we saw him in one game, you saw him padded up, oh, he's going to come in, he's going to come in, he's going to come in, he's not coming. So that tells you a big story as well. He himself doesn't have any confidence. I think he's, 60 odd runs. And again, just look at the runs piled up. You spoke about the openers. The highest is 160.
Yes.
And our third best is at that level or something like that. So it tells you a story about the fact that they've not been able to find runs. Fakhar Zaman, I think, is a great move to the top of the order. And made continue from a Pakistan perspective because he's an attacking player. As a bowler, that is the last person I want to be bowling at the top of the order. So hopefully they make a better fist of it this time around. But consistently, if you come into a tournament with no form and then trying to find form, becomes very tough.
We're also talking about that middle overs and how it gets tougher when the ball slows up. And then India's got the trump card of Kuldeep Yadav, who's been just very difficult to pick. Last Asia Cup, he got a 5-for against Pakistan. This Asia Cup, he's got a 3-for. Kuldeep Yadav is somebody who is just mentally seems to be really tough because there was so much discussion about him not being picked in England. And understandably so, because he's come here and he's picked these wickets up. But what is it against Pakistan? Because Pakistan plays in these conditions, they play wrist spinners, so why aren't they picking him up?
He's a hard bowler to pick because of the fact that he's a wrist spinner. Under lights, it's quite tough to pick wrist spinner. A lot of the times you need to play almost guessing what the ball is, looking at the line and all of that. With Kuldeep, what he's really worked on is his speed, his delivery, the way he approaches the crease, and he gets through it much quicker than what he used to do slightly before. What has been nice is he's increased his pace without changing too much in his action, just straightened up his run-up, and that's really helped him get through the crease quickly. He's always been someone who's had a very decent and consistent length. But for him, his biggest challenge is the fact that fitness used to be an issue. He's gotten a lot more slimmer. He's really worked on becoming stronger. And the time he's spent outside of the 11, he's actually worked on his physicality. That is what is showing when he plays games. Because when you work hard, when you don't play in the 11, you create a certain amount of hunger. As long as it's more determination than desperation, you tend to do well. And I think he has really understood that he needs to put a little bit of work through his body, which he has. And that is showing. He's become a very solid fielder. You don't need to hide Kuldeep anymore now. You can almost place him anywhere. And all of this has added to his confidence as a bowler as well, which he has done very nicely. I'm really happy for him because he used to be in and out of the team, but he's almost come in and when given an opportunity said, boss, I'm here to stay now. Don't look at me.
It's interesting to say this, yeah, because he said the same thing. He said that, I can't blame anyone if I'm dropped. I have to make the most of the opportunities and work on myself and get better. That's what he's done.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to figure out finally, because at the end of when you start off, you want to play every game. And then when you get dropped after a few good ones and then whatever reason it may be, then you sort of get into you can get in. I'm not saying you do. You can get into a sort of a victim mentality that, oh, why is this happening to me? You need to shrug that off and take it on your chin and say, this is what it is. What can I do? How can I maximize the opportunities I'll be given? Because nobody is going to look at or listen to my victim sort of a mentality. And I think that's a good place to be because there have been times where he has needed a bit of TLC, which all of us do need from time to time. But what has transformed in him is the fact that he always was a good bowler. But the thing is, it's about the mind control. Just remove the other aspects and focus on your own game and what you can do to maximize it. And I think what is really good about him being a wrist spinner is his deadly accuracy and the way he packages his over. And I think I love that about him. I've always loved about him. And I think it might not be the first time that I'm talking about it. And this is very interesting when you look at it, because when you look at India's best strike rates, and you would be thinking that Jasprit Bumrah should be there, and he's not even there in that list. It's a surprising one because that strike rate of 12 is just phenomenal. Chakravarti, again, good to see him because Chakravarti 2.1, 2.2, whatever, DK, I don't know what version he is, you would know better. I think it's a good person to have at the other end as well, bowling in tandem. But Kuldeep Yadav, for me, I think just the way he carries himself in that over makes a huge difference. He's pretty solid, doesn't get frazzled if he's hit nowadays, which can again happen in a T20 format. And the most important thing is you come into a game with all the confidence, knowing that your game is in good order I think it's a good place to be for a bowler, and I think that's what he has right now, especially in this format.
Well, you spoke about taking the opportunities which Kuldeep has done. It's time for three of us to take the opportunities that come our way, because I have to show you all that guessing game scenario.
You're on the leaderboard.
I
You're
am
trying
on
to
the
gloat.
leaderboard, but there is a lot to play for today, because if I lose both, I'm still in. I'm going to kind of share the crown with Rohan Gavaskar. So I'm safe. If I get one, I win. But for you, Karthik, need to get two correct guesses to comfortably finish above Harsha Bogle.
Sharma is batting
And
big.
you need one correct guess with a bullseye to finish at the same level as Harsha. DK, for you, two correct guesses can help him finish third on the table. Ooh. And one correct guess will take him above Harsha and perhaps even Murali Kartik if he fails to get both correct. So lot for us to play for.
This is worse than
Too much
any
pressure.
other team scenario.
Too much pressure. So who wants to go first?
You.
Oh, lovely.
India is bowling first.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with...
There is no Hardik Pandya.
Oh,
And the
there's no
fifth
Hardik.
bowler is going to be 3 overs shared between Dubey and the rest.
Thank you, DK, for the summary. I am going with 166.
Okay.
He told me in the green room that he's going to stick very close to you because you've been...
He's always had
he-
the strategy. I know. Sometimes it's not worked because...
you must say what happened last game. All of us got it wrong completely.
Yes.
Yeah, which is fine. I've been getting it woefully
Follow
wrong.
hard.
But again, it's been one of those tight ones which have had sort of a history. I'm going with 1-6. I was in the 160s myself. I'm going 164.
Very close, DK.
I'm going to 172.
Nice and brave and clear. DK knew he was going with 172. Shivam Dubey is bowling the first over, so we have to quickly do the joy factor for the day, which we almost forgot about, but we can't forget about
I
it. So
don't
let's
mind.
have a look at it. Complete this exclusive India list with respect to the Asia Cup. Sidhu, Mohammad Azharuddin, Shikhar Dhawan, Mohammad Siraj and Dash. Well, because Shivam Dubey is already out, I'm not even going to put Murali Kartik through it, who had gone on his phone because he doesn't look at the joy factor at all. DK, we'll give you the chance when we go in and eat our food. So you'll get time to answer joy factor question of the day, Kartik. You just
Don't
hope
bother.
that you get one correct with the prediction.
Seriously.
That's what you focus on. Yes, but the answer is you all both know the person. So that's a cue.
We know half of them. That's not the point. We need to know who they are.
That's also true, but it is the big final. We had decided that we are going to make a party out of this. So grab your popcorn, grab your pizza, grab your friends. It's nice and rainy outside in Mumbai, but other parts of the country, wherever you are, get together, make a party out of this. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Karthik. We will be back at the 10 over point with the Cricbuzz Combox. So do join us there. Thank you for watching Cricbuzz Live.